Howdy folks, this is a quick video to show you what I'm looking for when I talk about an annotated works cited page to your research projects. So first thing that I wanted to do is go ahead and get in Google Classroom and open up your research project. There's a couple documents that I'll point your attention to. Your view will look a little bit different than mine since I'm in the teacher view, but generally what you're going to want to open is this research project paper, and then it should say dash your name. I want you to go ahead and open that up in a tab. And then I want you to get your note charts open as well. And whether you did this digitally or on the packet, either one works. Just so long you can be looking at your notes and citations as well as the research paper in general. So first thing I want us to do when you get your research project paper document is make sure that we have things formatted the way we want. And I've got things set up as well. You know, we've got our MLA header, name, my name, English 3, and obviously you're going to put in your period, whatever that is. The date, we're going to stick with April 19th for now. And then obviously you're going to put your paper topic here. So my paper topic is standardized, or let's say my paper topic is gun control in the United States, or whatever it is for you. And you can be as specific as you need to be. Maybe reference your research question to get you started here. Other thing we're going to need to do is add page numbers. So if you go to Insert, up in the top bar, header and page number, and then this one right here, you're going to notice in the top right-hand corner, we got a page number. And see when I have my cursor next to it, it's highlighted. That means it's going to be that means it's a page number, meaning that it'll change with each page. A lot of people make the mistake and try to put 1 up there, and then it just, if you don't insert it that special way, it's going to tell you that all your page numbers are page 1. And then obviously you're going to put your name and then a space there as well, so your header shows up on every page. Okay, that's general formatting. What we're going to do is get to work on our in-text or our annotated bibliographies, or annotated works cited. So with your cursor blinking down here, hold down the control button and press enter. What that creates is a page break. So you'll notice that I jumped all the way down to a new page. You can see that here because it says rest add 2. And this page, because I did that control enter, will always be on a new page, which is what we want our works cited to be. So as we write our paper here, the works cited keeps moving its way on down to the last page. We're going to center our cursor and type in works cited. And then we're going to go back to left align. And we're going to start dropping in our works cited pages, our full citation. So if I look back on my research project, I'm going to open up my note chart example. Obviously, you would open up your note chart wherever you have your citations listed. And I'm just going to start copying and pasting these things that I've created. So source by source, copy and paste it in here. And I'm not going to worry about formatting yet. Next one, scroll down to my next source. Copy it, paste it. Next source. Copy, paste. And then my last one. We should all have 4. Copy and paste. The next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that these are in alphabetical order by the first letter. So obviously Delasco is going to go up at the beginning. And we'll have gun control laws. And then we should have gun violence statistics. And then Patricia Smith. And notice how all this is like pretty poorly formatted. It's very confusing. That's the next thing we're going to fix. So I'm going to highlight all this stuff, and I'm going to make sure that it is double spaced. I'm going to make sure that it's all Times New Roman, 12-point font, and then make sure that there's no spaces in between. Okay, and you can see here that we've got this nice fine edge all along the side, except for this guy over here. This guy's kind of weird. What I'm going to do is create a hanging indent, and that's where the first line of an entry is not indented, but everything else is. And I'll show you why in a second. To do that, highlight all of your works cited, and then you're going to play around with this little cursor ruler margin up here. If you don't have that, go to View and click Show Ruler. Notice how that takes it away. Show Ruler. And then what you're going to do is grab this little triangle here, move him to the right. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see that. And then you're going to grab this rectangle and move him to the left. And notice how easy it is to now see where each entry begins and ends. All right, once you have your works cited listed in here, next thing you need to do is annotate that. And by annotation, I'm looking for two specific things. First thing is you need to give me a brief summary of what that source is. So big picture, what did this source tell you? What perspective was it from? Whatever it is you think is important. And then you're going to have to explain to me in a sentence or two why you think that source is credible. I've got some resources for you. If you head to mrrestad.com and go to Research Resources, you can scroll on down. I've got a section on annotated bibliographies, talking about what the summary is, talking about maybe some things you want to mention in terms of its credibility. And additionally, up at the top, I have a sample paper that you can open up and scroll all the way down to the bottom to my works cited page and see what I've done. So notice how I have each of my sources here, and then right at the end of that source, I've got what this article says, and sometimes I'm using quotes, sometimes I'm not, and then why I think it is credible. Same thing for each one of these, and I've got 6 full sources. All right, with that said, good luck, and check in with me if you have any questions.